The only thing we have to
Beer.
is
Beer.
itself.
Beer. So many choices.
Only no function beer well without.
Woohoo! Beer! Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Busters. We're going to bring you the news and reviews of some wonderful brews. My name is Dan Baker, joined per usual by my co-host and brewologist,
Steph Hefner.
and of course the demented and fermented,
Ben Venutos,
yes, that guy,
also known as Wayne Baker.
also known as Wayne Baker. Just got a high five from Steph.
I love it.
Well, today we are out at a place Wayne and I have recorded before.
Yes.
It's kind of weird doing that
this
episode
is
without you.
Steph's first time here. Yeah.
For longer-term listeners, we're, of course, at Grain and Verse. You may remember that Steph was not able to make it here with us last time.
I chose my brother over the podcast.
Which is totally
I
understandable.
think that's okay.
I chose my brother and the podcast.
Aw.
Hey, look at that. But we're
Heart
at Grain and
emoji.
Verse, which is in Harrisburg. It's an awesome bottle shop that has really cool craft pizza. It's at the Clarion Hotel right off of 83. But it's a really cool spot.
Super easy to get to, by
It really
the way.
is. Yeah, it
Literally
really is.
right off the turnpike.
It's a prime location, and you wouldn't expect something so cool to be in this little complex that's here.
Right.
Just like it's McDonald's and it's like the hotels that are like highway hotels pretty much.
Yeah.
But here is Grain and Verse. But we are here today because today's imminent liquidation.
Woo!
Yes.
Which I'm very excited for. This is my first one.
This is Imminent Liquidation number 7.
Number
This is
7.
the
I was
seventh
going to
annual.
ask what the number was.
And this is the third year that it's been held here at Grain and
yes.
Verse.
Yeah.
Which I think is a pretty cool location
It is
for
an awesome location.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
And I'm super excited for my food. We ordered some food.
I'm
did,
getting
yeah.
some pizza later on before we leave.
Yeah.
So listeners might also remember Fedge from Trogs, who we had on.
From
Episode
way
41.
back.
Episode
Way back.
41 when we were at Trogs. He's sort of a marketing guy for them. Also has a local band that's pretty popular. He puts this together every year. Has been doing it for 7 years now, obviously. And today's event benefits Goats of Anarchy,
Woo!
which is pretty awesome. A charity that takes care of goats in need, shelter, provides veterinary services, and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what it is about like craft beer people and goats.
I know.
I'm okay with it.
It's fine. Goats
This
are
is
awesome.
two
but-
goat-themed episodes in a row.
This is
Because we
true.
were just at Sly
We were
Fox.
just at Sly Fox. We were at Sly Fox 2 weeks ago in podcast time, 2 days ago in real time.
Yes. We are really
Which is pretty awesome.
bumping up the recording
Yep.
right now.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
It's all good.
next week and 2 weeks from now for podcast land.
Well,
is
4 weeks from...
2 weeks from
So 2 yeah.
2 weeks from this
Oh, God,
episode
math.
in podcast time is
Little Big Beer Fest.
which
Yes.
I can't wait for.
So if you haven't figured it out, in real time, it is actually Harrisburg Beer Week.
Yes.
This is well, you were in Harrisburg last night. You were at 0 Day, but
Yeah.
it's our first official Harrisburg Beer Week event.
Yeah.
This is true. This is true.
which is a good way to kick it off.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
Also happening today at the same time is the homebrew competition
Well, that starts 3 hours from now,
3 hours from now.
which we've done that event as well.
We did. We have a video of that on our YouTube channel
Yes.
if you want to check that out from
But
the
we
first
cannot
Harrisburg
clone ourselves, so we had
Beer
to
Week.
choose.
Yes.
I think we made the right choice. Nothing against that
Well,
one.
this
but-
one, the drinking starts earlier in the day,
Yeah.
so I kind of support this
Yep.
decision.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So it's going to be a fun day.
So for anyone who may not know what imminent liquidation is, it's basically just like a bottle share party,
Yeah.
more or less. Which I don't think I've ever actually been to a bottle share party either, except for like at your house, Steph, when you have bottles of things that you decide to share with us if you feel like it.
Yes. Speaking of,
Speaking of,
should we pop something out?
yes, we should. Please do. Please do. Speaking of the man himself, first guest of the day, triumphant return of Mr. Fedge. How are you, sir?
Mr.
Doing
Fetch.
well, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thanks for
welcome
coming
back.
out.
Yeah, thanks for having us here, man.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
awesome. I was saying to these guys in the intro, this is the first time I've been to this event.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't come to...
Yeah, when
Nah,
Steph and
the
I
gap.
went, he wasn't with. Yeah.
It was just
yeah.
us,
Right on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the time I worked way too many jobs and I couldn't get the day off. So
I
here
hear you,
am.
man. That was a bit of a bone of contention. Unfortunately, this event has to revolve around my schedule since
Yeah.
I put it together, and I had a gig yesterday that required me to be there all day. So unfortunately, today conflicted with the Homebrewer Challenge event, which is one of the big events for Harrisburg
Right,
Beer
yeah.
Week.
Yep.
So a lot of people were kind of bummed that they couldn't come out, but
I said
you know,
to them,
last year it conflicted with PA Flavor.
It's always
so, I
gonna
mean,
conflict
it's
with
gonna
something.
conflict
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
something.
it's
yeah.
going to be fine.
That's true.
Yeah.
This
So,
started at 11, though, and the homebrew competition doesn't start till 2, so
come over for an
you
hour.
can do both.
You
or
could do both, yeah.
Yeah.
pick and choose.
Definitely.
I think we chose
So we were
wisely.
just mentioning before you sat down to the mic, The last time you were on the podcast was episode 41.
41.
It's been a long time.
This is
way back
115.
115 right now.
That's back when I was like the only marketing person at Show. Now there's 7 of us.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
You've divided
In
and
fact,
multiplied.
that's when we first learned about Imminent Liquidation, when we met you back
Yes.
then.
Oh, no
And
kidding.
that's what got us to come out when Steph and I were able to attend. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So we're really happy to have found, I think, a permanent home here at Grain and Verse. We kind of shuffled between venues for like the first 4 years. There was 1 year where we had Imminent Liquidation. I think it was 5.5 or 4.5. It was like we did 2 that year because people were just asking about it.
One was
So
not enough.
That was at the Gap. We did 2 in a row at the Gap. But the first time we did it was down in Lidditz at the General Sutter Inn, and it was great. It was like a really good space. They helped us out a lot. The next year, though, they wanted to like charge an admission, and we just kind of weren't feeling it.
Yeah.
And this was before we had the charity component even worked in yet. So then the next year we had it at the Warwick upstairs, the Warwick Hotel in Homelstown, and we had outgrown it already. It was like packed up there. It was crazy. So then the year after that, I guess we had it at a hotel once in like a big open room, which was great. But then I lost the guy who was our in there. So we moved again, and then it was at the Warwick, and then it was at the Gap, and finally we're here, and the atmosphere here is great. It's like it's very conducive. I mean, it's like beer centric. You know, the vibe is cool. Everyone knows about Grain and Verse. They're one of the premier places in the area to come for beer. So yeah, I'm really happy that they've embraced us, and we never really set out to make it a Harrisburg Beer Week event. It just kind of happened 2 years ago. Dwayne and I, Dwayne's one of the guys who helps me out with this event, and we couldn't coordinate our schedule like March, April, or May, and this was literally the only weekend we could do it. So it kind of became, by default, a Harrisburg Beer Week event, which is fine because I think it gives it a little bit more publicity.
For sure.
So I think it helps us out a little bit.
So talk about Goats of Anarchy for a moment. I mean, everyone that knows you knows your love for metal and goats. I mean, that's veg. But talk about that charity.
Yeah, if anyone follows me on Facebook or whatever, I post a lot about music and goats. And goats, I don't know. I don't know when I became obsessed with goats, but there's a site on the internet called Goats of Anarchy, and every once in a while stuff on Facebook will pop up like pages you may like, and I just saw this and I started following them, and I just thought it was going to be pictures of goats. But as I dug a little deeper, I saw that Goats of Anarchy is actually like a farm sanctuary for special needs and crippled goats. And in following them and checking out their pictures and posts, I just fell in love with these little goats. I mean, we're talking about goats that have 2 legs that walk around in these little wheeled carts. Mm-hmm. There's a blind goat. There's ones that where they're, severely frostbitten and or abused, or just like given up. And people from all over the country like get these goats for her and drive them to her sanctuary in New Jersey. So it really touched my heart. And I'm an animal lover to begin with, but over the last couple years, goats have definitely arose to the top of my
your animal
passion
choice
list, I guess. Plus, they're just so cool to look at. Everything else aside, goats are just like probably the coolest animal. I mean, they make the coolest noises, and a baby goat in pajamas jumping around is about the cutest thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
Aww.
So every year we've done a different charity for the last couple years. Last year we did Castaway Critters, which is a local animal foster program, and we raised $700, which I was super stoked about. So today we're trying to raise $1,000 for Goats of Anarchy, and it comes at a really good time because she just adopted this little goat called Lawson, who has severe heart issues, and they actually need to do like 3 surgeries. They found like a veterinarian to do surgeries on this goat, but it's going to cost a lot of money, obviously. So this couldn't come at a better time. So I'm really happy and excited that there's so many people here today that are donating a lot of money. We're doing some great raffles. The beer community really has embraced this event, and we're lucky. I'm kind of lucky that I work in the industry and know a lot of people. So it kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Legitimizes, yeah.
Yes.
I was an English major, I've had 2 beers today. But yeah. So it kind of helps out a lot too because it's a legitimate event, and it's great to have the support of all these beer fans.
And speaking of Dwayne,
He's right here.
We mentioned him a second
put on your
ago.
headphones,
You
buddy.
can throw some headphones on, man. Feel free.
This is the man right here.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, the legend. How you doing?
Yeah.
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Yeah.
So just real quick, for those of you who don't know Dwayne, I have to tell the story of how we met.
Fantastic. I love
And
stories.
this is a great story. So I was a noob,
a
just
real
getting in the
tearjerker.
Beer Advocate. This was about 10 or 11 years ago. And I had just started getting into doing beer reviews, like the full-fledged, before Untapped and everything. And I used to go on the forums a lot and, look around for beer. And this was before I had any kind of bells or founders. I was still like a very local guy. I was like, yeah, Trogs, ABC, Lancaster, that's about where I was. And I mentioned something about Bell's Breakfast Stout. And Dwayne kindly corrected me, which I'm surprised it was kindly.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I
It's
would
kind
get
of backhanded,
flamed.
kind of.
Yeah.
kindly.
Exactly. And he gently pointed out that, in fact, Breakfast Stout was made by not Bell's, but Founders. And then I was like, oh, cool, I'd like to try their beer sometime. Maybe we can do a trade. And I mentioned something about having like 3 cases of beer in my cellar. And he's like, if I ever got below 10 cases in my cellar, I think I would jump off a cliff. Or something to that effect.
Did I not
that's
say
what
I
it
think
was.
I have more beer in the cushions of my couch than you? That's
That's probably right, yeah. And then I eventually saw the Cellar of Doom, and yeah, he pretty much has a veritable distributorship down in his basement.
Nice.
So
nice.
so that's how we became friends.
Yeah, we met at the Corvette Grill, I think, the first time. Right?
No, Sly
Oh,
Fox.
no, Sly Fox.
Sly Fox anniversary.
The IPA event.
IPA
That's
day,
right.
their
That's
anniversary.
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
He picked me up, and then he dropped me off.
Dropped you like
He's
a hot rock.
He's like, yeah, we have a change of plans. There's this bird 4 hours away that I need to go see. And I'm like, a bird? And he's like, and then he explained to me his whole birding thing. And I'm like, oh, you've never seen this bird before? And he's like, no, I've seen it 3 times before, but never in Pennsylvania. So he drops me and this guy Heath off, who I've never
Who
met.
never met.
At Sly Fox.
Hope you guys like each other
Yeah.
because, you're going to, yeah.
I like baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a play date. And then he disappears for 4 hours, comes back, me and Heath are trashed, drinking all day, and then we basically went home. So that was my first experience.
Very nice.
Yeah. Not to take up too much time, that's how we connected.
They can
and we've
edit
been
things.
really good friends ever since.
Cool.
We've gone on a lot of beer trips together. Our first Drinksgiving trips, which you may have read about on my blog, The Poor Travelers, vegherb.blogspot.com.
There you go.
Got to throw in a little plug
Plug
there.
away.
I just started
Plug,
doing
plug,
it
plug.
again.
Oh, yeah.
I was on
Awesome.
hiatus for a couple years.
Right.
After I got hired by Trogs, I was like, oh, I'm getting paid to write about beer now. So I kind of stopped for a couple years, But now I don't do the social media at Trogs anymore, so I kind of need to fill that void. And we travel a lot, my wife and I. So I like writing about our travels. It's a good way to remember it because
You
I
keep a
don't have a
record,
very
yeah.
good memory.
Yeah, exactly.
She does. I don't.
I do want to mention what we're drinking. We did open a can.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've got a can that we opened
this
up.
is Farmer's Daughter from The Alchemist. It's their Belgian-style saison. Thought we'd start light.
Could I have
Yes.
a bit of
So beer 1. Go for it.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the...
We also have Free Will Bookface Troll,
I was wondering what he brought
which
over.
Mike dropped off as he was walking
Yeah,
by
we
the
got
table.
a random drop off.
So we have a saison and a barrel-aged barley
what do you
wine,
have
so.
in your glass, Wayne?
I've got the Firkin, the double IPA that Collusion brought.
Oh,
very
he
nice.
tapped it already?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
we
tapped.
need some of that.
Yeah,
It's very good.
Yeah.
Quite nice.
Yeah, Jared promised he's
We
going to
might
come
need
to
to
the
get
mic.
Jared up
He
here
was-
next.
we were recently at Collusion. We did a podcast with them not that long ago, and he promised he would save some of his Firkin for us. So
Nice. Yeah, they're doing some great stuff. We were just down there a couple months ago.
it's an awesome spot.
Oh, yeah.
Really nice. Really nice. So, Dwayne, have you been helping out with Imminent Liquidation from the get-go, since you
Yeah.
guys pretty much go way back?
It was Fedge's brainchild, but I'm always there to help support him because before he started working at Trogs, I have a lot of connections in the beer industry and
Right.
help out. So I like to be there and be able to. I got a bunch of the gift certificates by contacting friends and
His work
asking to
schedule is
donate.
definitely conducive to
Yes, that is true.
to running errands and being the gopher guy. And yeah,
Nice.
it's awesome.
So we have some nice gift certificates from like Sealands Grove Brewing and
Oh, I
Evergreen
love Sealands
and
Grove.
Westies donated.
Yeah, we saw that.
So-
We spied that on the
I
table
know.
earlier.
Yeah,
I might need to buy more raffle tickets.
absolutely.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm much like well.
Oh yeah, you can talk about Fedge of July. I don't
So
care.
Fedge has another little thing that he does in the summertime called Fedge
Little.
of July.
Little?
So I've been there and I help him out with that as well. So he's a better idea guy. I'm more of a facilitator. I'm not the
I won't argue with that.
I'm not the
Yeah,
brain.
well, that's good. Your complementary skills.
Yeah,
that works out
exactly.
well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
That's why we have Steph. Otherwise,
Dwayne-
nothing would ever
Get
get
shit
done.
done.
Nothing would
Dwayne,
ever get
Dwayne
done.
is my hetero life mate.
Oh,
There you go.
There you go, buddy.
Nice.
If I had to pick one guy, no doubt. But yeah,
I feel the love.
so before I forget, I actually wanted to mention the impetus of Imminent Liquidation. Kinda
Yeah,
how
I was
how
gonna
it
ask.
came
yeah,
up.
yeah,
yeah.
right. Yeah, good one. Kind of forgot about that.
Yeah,
myself.
yeah. So back a decade or so ago, when I started getting into craft beer, there was this event, and I don't know if it still goes on.
I think it's finally
finally
died.
done. It used to be held at the General Lafayette Inn in Lafayette Hill down around Philly. And what's the name of the brewery that was there recently? Just to kind of put perspective on it.
Wasn't it Barron Hill?
correct. That's right.
What was it?
Barron Hill.
Barron
Hill.
Hill,
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah, we were there one time. So anyway, there used to be an event there called Stone Soup, and it was just put on by this guy who used to dress up like a pirate or something. Man, I don't know. It was weird. He used to come in.
And a cop. Well, that's where
Yeah.
where Carolyn got the officer her police hat.
Oh, the police officer hat.
Yeah, yeah.
Officer Sassy.
Officer Sassy.
Yeah.
So
we attended this event twice, and then it was a great event, but it took like an hour and 45 minutes to drive down there, and I'm like, oh, I think I could put something together like this
could do
without
this.
having to drive,
Yeah.
very, very far to get there.
and that was always held. It was always held on the weekend that was between the AFNFC Championship games and the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
So you always knew when it was because they had that 2 week, that break. So
Right.
So it was nice to have a known date that you could put on the calendar ahead of time. So for a while we didn't have that with this, but now with Beer Week,
You found
we
like
found like a
consistent-
good niche now to have this every
and that's
week.
great.
And
we mentioned that a little bit before you sat
coincide.
down, but yeah, having that coinciding with Beer Week and being part of Harrisburg Beer Week now is definitely gives the event a little more credence, a little more
right
publicity. I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the official event guide, and
Yeah.
You were in the email today?
Yeah.
The daily
wow.
emails
Word.
they send out of
Every
all the
day.
Oh,
events.
very good.
awesome.
So yeah, with Stone Soup and Fedge is like, I think we can do this, and I was like, yeah, sure, definitely, we can definitely.
And not only do it,
this.
but do it better.
right,
Yeah.
right on.
Hells yeah.
Where was it first? We had it. At the General Sutter.
I just remember the first
Yeah.
year we went, someone brought a magnum of Hair of the Dog Fred, I think it was. And I just saw it, and I just put it around the table. And it's like, hey, guys, look what I got. It was awesome.
Look at this.
But yeah.
So, how many? Do you have a general estimate how many people you usually get coming out for Imminent Liquidation every year?
I don't know, 100-ish?
I'd probably
I'd
say that feels about right.
100-ish.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think last year was the best attended that we had. That was, and you weren't here last
Yeah.
year, but we had. It was well over 100 last year at one point.
That's awesome.
So, but it's
Oh,
getting
I think
better
Rich
and better.
is fetching beer.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like we talked about, we mentioned earlier, this is a great spot for it.
Yeah, Kurt's
know.
very supportive.
Yeah.
He's already said, just anytime. Let's give me enough warning, and
Right.
you guys are more than welcome to have this as your home. So
That's awesome.
Have the run of the place.
And it's such a cool place to do it, too. I can't imagine anywhere better.
yeah, well, I mean, and it's also convenience. I mean, it's right off the turnpike, it's
course.
right off 83.
Yeah.
It's
Right outside of
It's
Harrisburg,
great,
yeah.
right outside of Harrisburg, just up the road from York. So it's great for so many people around the area here to be able to get here easily. And we some people I know are even are Ubering today, so which is convenient. It's not that far from Harrisburg to get a ride. So
Awesome spot for an awesome event.
Yes,
Yeah.
and thank you for
Awesome
asking
beers.
us to be
Of course.
here.
Yeah,
This
oh,
was a
yeah.
lot of
Huge,
fun.
man.
Huge thanks.
This is great.
We always love to do types of events that we've never
Yeah,
done before.
yeah. I mean, we
We've
go to
never done anything
breweries
like this.
all the time.
Yeah.
We do beer fest once in a while. We've never done a recording at a bottle share.
Yeah.
It's a
awesome.
unique
I think it's
event
about
to
time.
be a part
And
of.
I think
yeah.
not only is this my first time in Imminent Liquidation, this is my first time at a bottle share, too.
Oh, right
so,
on,
yeah,
man.
it's cool to
Yeah.
see. It's
That
cool to
blows
see the
my mind.
environment. Well, I mean, I don't get out much.
I guess part of the impetus of also Team Drink came along a little later, but that's
later.
that's our bottle share group, and we've been together now for probably
close to 10 years.
Close to 10 years, and it all started with a trip down to Dock Street Brewing.
Philly.
In Philly.
Yeah.
And
we were walking
We
there.
have a directionally challenged friend that always thinks he knows where he's going, but he really doesn't. And these guys were supposed to meet us at Dock Street, and we
got off the train,
and they started walking the wrong way.
Oh no!
Under Dan's command, and
of course my wife went the right way. She's like, "I'm not going that way.
You guys are wrong."
And you guys,
we passed a group of children, and they came up to us and they're like,
"Do you know where Dock Street Brewery is?"
Yeah, right.
You're going the wrong way.
They came up to us, and they were just small kids, and they're like, "What are you guys? Some part of a team?" And that's kind of how the
like
Team Drink
team
name
of
came
what?
up. Yeah,
You know what? Yes.
I'm like, "Yeah, we're a drinking team." That's what I
Why,
said.
yes, we are.
And then we went on our way, and we told the story, and everyone had a good laugh. And so Team Drink stands for we're obviously all into beer, but the R is in parentheses. So we're all double income, no kids.
Okay.
That was our original group. Yeah, so we're dinks.
That was the original group. Although we have members now that do have children or aren't even married to begin at all.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but the original core was like
original
four
core.
groups of us that were
Right.
They were dinks that were
dinks.
Were
Dinks
craft beer
to drink.
fans. Yeah, dinks to drink. pretty
Drinking
much, yeah.
dinks.
I like that.
You guys will have to come back on at the end of the show to
Indeed.
tell us. Well, because you'll both probably be maybe a little tipsy, maybe.
Maybe.
And I want to hear what
As
the
long
best
as I don't
beers of
get
the
ridden
day
like a
were.
pony this year, I'm okay.
Oh, please
Wait,
do. I'll go live with
it's
that.
happened.
Has that happened?
It has happened.
Oh my god!
That was the second one.
Yes.
Yeah. Tyranny rode you like a pony.
Oh God!
Kristen
of course.
rode me.
Oh, was it Kristen?
Kristen
Wow.
rode me like a pony. No, Tyranny helped Carolyn get me into the car.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Nice.
But anyway.
Well, I can help Carolyn if necessary.
Thank you, Scott.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks
the
for having
perfect two
us.
people to have at the table first. So.
Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you for having us out here, guys. Thanks for
thing.
putting this on. I can't wait to get my hands on some more beer.
Indeed. Yeah, we'll send some more folks over your way that have been helping out. Brandy said she wouldn't mind coming
Great.
over.
Cool,
I
cool,
talked her
awesome.
into it. Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you.
So she's
Cheers,
awesome.
guys.
Next victim of the day. Somebody we had at it was a recent episode. We went out to Collusion in New York. We have with us Jared. How are you, sir?
Pretty good.
Good,
Pretty
man.
good.
Yeah, thanks for coming back up to the table. And I understand you have a firkin with you today.
Correct. We got.
You're a
kind of-
badass when you walk into a bottle share.
I was
with
going
a
to say,
firkin.
one up everyone with a damn firkin.
We got kind of into a good conversation with a couple of the other people here about 2 months ago about if we were going to do any special beers or bring any special bottles to this event because I was here last year and had a really good time here and definitely had to make it a priority to get here today and talk to some people and do the whole networking thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, well, hell, I might as well just bring a firkin. And they looked
Do
at
it.
me like, really? And I said, well, fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, right?
Sure.
I'm sure you can loosely define a firkin as a bottle.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's just a big one.
Yeah.
It's a vessel.
It's actually a pink.
It is
I only brought a
beer
5-gallon pink
container
can, so.
share.
Yeah, beer
Yeah,
container
beer
share.
container
Well, I'm
share.
sure plenty of people have beers in cans here. We just drank a beer out of a can. So bottle share is a loose sort
Loose
of
term.
umbrella term.
So we did our double IPA, the flagship homunculus, and then added a boatload of strawberry puree. And that's what you're drinking now. Ooh.
It's really
Ooh.
good. It's really good. It's juice. It's like
Oh,
refreshing strawberry juice
Oh.
IPA.
The strawberry
Yeah.
kind of calms
Oh.
down the hoppiness of it.
Oh.
But
it's so
it
good.
blends so well.
It is really
yeah,
nice.
actually, this is the first time I've actually had it. So
It's one of these well, I hope it's good.
that's pretty much how it was. I mean, that's the downside of doing firkins and stuff like that is you never know what it's going to taste
That's
like
true.
until you tap it.
That's true.
You have an idea, but
Wow.
you don't know exactly.
Wow.
That is really
This worked
nice.
out well.
Freaking delicious.
Yeah, I really
You need
like
to do
that.
that again.
I very well might have to.
Seriously.
Yeah.
People watch their Facebook page, and if they do this again, you need to go because it's freaking amazeballs.
I know. Now I know the event hasn't been going on too long, but have you had a run on the firkin so far? Is everybody coming up and
From what I understand, pretty much everybody has tried it at least
yeah,
once.
Good.
Yeah,
At least once.
That was the goal, and I got a feeling it's still a little early. I mean, there's only about 50 people here.
Yeah, that's true.
40,
yeah.
50 people here. I know there was 130 plus that said that they were coming. So I'm not sure what time. But
Cool. They better get here quick if they want any of that.
Yeah.
So I know you said you were here last year.
Correct.
Was that the first time you attended the
yes.
event? Okay.
Now, unfortunately, last year we did not have any beer.
Right.
Because it was, April last year, and we didn't get brewing until middle of June.
Right.
But just came up here with actually my other brewer, Ben, told me about the event and said, yeah, sure, I'll come on up and try it out.
Now, I know we spoke to you not too long ago, but what's new at Collusion? Anything new since we were there last?
Well, we actually just acquired another about 400 square foot garage across the street.
Oh, nice.
That we're moving some dry storage stuff into to expand our barrel program a little bit.
So more barrels to sniff?
Yeah. the goal is to add some cognac barrels, some brandy barrels, some maple syrup barrels, some of the more rare, hard to find stuff. That's, it's going to be a little more expensive, but hopefully it'll all work out. And,
Nice.
should be pretty good. That'll also allow us to now extend out our cold storage a little bit. That was one of the biggest bottlenecks for us right now for distribution, is we don't have enough place to store all the beers that we're making. So if we can extend that out a little bit, we can add on 15 or 20 more accounts to the 40 that we already have, and try to get up into Lidditz, try to get, I just got contacted from Bull's Head last week. They really want our stuff, but I couldn't, we can't add on any more accounts as of right now, but I'd like to get into Lidditz, further out into Gettysburg, a little more up in the Harrisburg, Camp Hill area.
Nice. And as I mentioned before we sat down in front of microphones, I was at your establishment last night, and of course impressed again. I had version 2.0, the double IPA that's on right now, was spectacular. It was super good. We had the hibiscus cherry something.
Yes.
Even Rich liked it. That was really good. And then Rudy suggested that I try the one Imperial Stout that was on.
I reminisce.
Yes, that was super good.
Yeah.
And I was drinking that and the strawberry froyo or
Strawberry
whatever.
froyo. That was actually kind of the inspiration
those two,
for this.
side by side, and it was like strawberry Imperial Stout, strawberry Imperial Stout. So you might be able to do like a black and tan maybe with those two.
As a matter of fact, we actually, I'm actually going to show you this. We're probably going to get sued the shit out of for what I'm going to show you.
That seems to be
That's a trend with you.
Yeah, that's a theme.
I'm going to show you anyways.
Is this the ice cream there?
This is the ice cream.
Oh,
shit, he didn't send me the photos. Oh, I got to call him up here. I'll make sure to get it here.
By the way, breaking news, Dow just won the raffle.
Hey, Dow.
He's right here.
But we finally got the label finalized and finished for the Ben & Jared's Nifty Neapolitan.
Nice.
Yeah, you need to show that to us.
Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, Russian Imperial Stout, 10% ABV. That will be released
awesome.
May 5th on Cinco de Mayo. We will be bottling that up next week. And then, oh, no, it's not next week. Okay, no, it's 2 weeks away. Well, depending on when this airs, it might be
in podcast
right
land. Yeah,
it already happened.
It already happened.
Yeah.
Okay,
we'll share it on our page. Don't worry. Our listeners need to know about this.
So yeah, I mean, if when you see the label, I expect to be getting a phone call or an email
or a letter.
You'll be disappointed if you don't.
Cease and desist or a letter of something, because it is incredibly amazing how awesome this label is.
Yeah. Well, by the time you get the cease and desist, the production's going to be done, so you can't really do anything about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think you're sort of legally in the clear.
Oh shit! I do have it. He sent me a text message of it.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's spot on.
It's so good. And Ben, our other brewer, who I believe, he was on the last podcast.
Yeah.
He always wears overalls, which is stupidly fitting for that picture. And his overalls are so raggedy and torn and ripped apart, like half his leg is hanging out of him. And
that's amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yep. So that's it.
That is awesome.
So before we let you go continue to drink, I have to ask one more question. Have you been working on your Twitter skills?
No.
Not
that was one of the things that I focused on down at Craft Brewers Conference last week, or 2 weeks ago, was, more social media and marketing. And Yeah, the Twitter account is still significantly lacking in pretty much anything because from now, apparently they can't find our collusion taps.
I just won a raffle.
Dan just won the raffle.
Oh, look at that.
Interrupting
Excuse
the
me.
podcast.
Apparently I can't figure out the password or username for our collusion-taps, and they won't do it or associate it with my new email address, so now I've got to figure that out and add that to the list of things. But
Wow. Yeah, that's probably the least of your worries right now.
Yeah.
Stick to the
Pretty
brewing
much.
beer and putting things in firkins, and
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yep.
All right, Jared. Well, thanks for stepping
Thanks a
up.
lot. Yeah,
Thanks
man,
for bringing
thanks.
the
Good seeing
amazing
you again.
Congrats
firkin
on
and
the
have
raffle
fun.
win.
Yeah, thank you. By the way,
What'd you get?
I picked up the bottle of Noble Rot.
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Very nice.
Noble Rot.
Very
Nice.
nice.
Cool. All right, well, hey, we'll talk to you later. Thanks.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks,
Cheers,
man.
thank you.
Cheers. Have fun.
All right, so we found our next victim. We've got Tommy coming up to the table. Tommy, how are you, man?
Hi, guys. I am doing quite well.
Awesome.
This is an outstanding event.
Yeah.
You have a good radio voice.
You do.
Well, thank you.
I love it.
Yeah, if you ever need a job podcasting or something, yeah.
Keep me in the loop there.
All right, we know people. Let's just say that. Is this your first time at Imminent Liquidation?
Yes, it is.
Cool. Mine too. What do you think so far?
I'm amazed. I'm amazed by the turnout. I'm amazed by the organization.
Yeah.
I am very amazed by the variety.
Yeah.
There was a ton of people here having a absolutely fantastic time.
And you're here after yesterday. You were quite busy yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah. Were you guys at the event?
No, we were not. We chose to go to a concert instead of doing any beer events yesterday.
Yes. We saw Ben Folds.
Nice.
And it was
New York.
spectacular.
It was really awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
It was spectacular.
Yeah, the Reading Craft Beer Fest had about 1,200 attendees.
Oh, good.
With potentially more ticket sales at the door.
Awesome.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun at that last year. And we did both of them. We did the spring one and then the fall one. The fall one didn't have as big of a turnout, but it was still fun.
Which is kind of a shame. But yeah, it was a great fest. I mean, our original hometown, OG.
OG, that's right. So do you want to talk about your role in the craft beer industry?
I am St. Benjamin's, Berks, and Lancaster sales rep. St. Benjamin is newer in the Philadelphia market. We have distribution into South Jersey. The furthest that we go is Berks and Lancaster counties to the west of Philadelphia. Self-distributed in Bucks, Montgomery, Chester, Delaware, and then wholesalers in in southern Delaware, southern Jersey, and Berks and Lancaster counties.
Very cool.
nice.
It's been way too long since we last recorded with St. Benjamin.
Yeah, we were at St. Benjamin before the tap room was open, like really shortly after they were just up and running.
Well, and I've been there since the tap room has been open. I did the article when it first opened, and
but
it's
we did
amazing.
the
Great
podcast
food,
there,
great
yeah.
place. I love those guys, but I feel like we need to get back there. It was funny, though, because the first time we ever recorded with them, I mean, it was basically just the two of them.
It was, yeah.
And that was it. And now it's, they're hiring reps and they have
They're
other
distributing
brewers.
it,
And
yeah.
It's really cool to see.
Yeah,
it's neat to
pretty
see
awesome.
the growth, and
Yeah.
they have the opportunity to continue to grow, especially with that location. So it's great. So we are drinking St. Benjamin's Franklin's Abbey, the double and the triple.
Yeah.
So we're going Belgian for a second.
We are. So is the Franklin's Abbey like a series of Belgian beers that St. Benjamin's doing?
Yes,
So
they are.
Is there is the double and triple all that's in it right now, or is there more?
So far, it's just a double and a triple.
Nice, very nice.
Are these bottles that get distributed out? Are these brewery-only releases?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think we only make like 16, 17 cases for the
Wow.
market. So, the majority of them stay at the brewery for sales down there. And then we're also distributing them out to our wholesalers and self-distributing into Philly. So
Very cool. They're delicious.
Very nice.
I am absolutely loving this double.
I love them both. I'm kind of going back and forth
they're both
between
really
the
good.
two.
Yeah.
There's so many wires impeding my drinking progress here.
Welcome to our world.
Yeah, it gets
right.
a little crazy sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
These are really awesome. How long has St. Benjamin been doing this? Franklin's
Yeah, I didn't
Abbey
know
series?
that they did these at all. This is a total surprise to me.
To be honest with you, I'm still learning that myself.
All right.
I would say at least a year.
Okay.
We just got the labels in for the Belgian triple. So, yeah, a lot of people are having a hard time finding it untapped.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I really like the Franklin's Abbey like as a brand or a series.
It's
That's
so
pretty
perfect.
cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, the label design is fantastic, too.
Yeah. it's
Shout
really
out to
nice.
our graphic designer, Mason.
last time we had Tim on, he was saying something about a Rauch beer that he was going to do. Did that happen?
Yeah, the Hard in Hand.
Okay.
Outstanding beer. One of my favorites in our portfolio.
Is he still doing that one, or is it?
Yes, it's a fall to winter seasonal.
I was going to say, he made it sound like it was going to be a seasonal, which I guess I got to get there and act on that quick.
Yeah, I love a good Rauch beer.
Of course you do. Because you don't eat, actual bacon.
That's how I get my bacon.
I know. But
I've said that before. That's how a vegetarian gets her bacon.
It's the cheater's way.
Rauch beer.
Faking bacon.
Well, the nice thing is, it's a very approachable beer for a broad spectrum palate. It's not over the top with any of the smoked ingredients, nor is it weak in any points. So it's approachable for the masses, which really helps us out.
Yeah, and the first time I had a Rauch beer at all, I think was Schlenkerloss. So I went off the deep end right away with it.
That's a tough one to start with.
I was a little off put by it. I didn't know what to expect at all. I got some smokiness out of the aroma of it, but it just caught me off guard. And I think I've been kind of trepidatious, to say the least, when it comes to Rauch beer. So a nice
to
subtle
say the
one.
most. How many syllables are in that word?
Trepidatious.
Four.
Yeah. That's almost my $5 word for the day.
Yeah, almost.
But I'm glad to see you have one that's more approachable for the person who didn't want to go off the deep end right away with it.
Oh, yes. And I think that's an important with that style in particular. Like, people who like Rauch beers are going to drink it regardless of what it is. But I think your casual beer drinker or even craft beer drinker might not be familiar with the style. You don't want to blow them away with a smoke bomb.
Yeah, it tends to be a scary style in general to somebody that's not too sure what that beer is.
Yeah.
And then they have a bad example of it, a really strong example of it, I should say, and it puts them off to want to try the more subtle styles.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. So we should mention the ABVs on these real quick. Obviously they're doubles and triples, so
they're going to be big.
But they're actually 6, which isn't too bad on the double, and then 9.2 on the triple.
Jeez.
So these are definitely sippers, but very, very delicious.
I opened it. You guys need to empty your glasses.
Yeah, sorry.
Getting there. So our favorite Virginian sent us some beer, and of course that can only be
The one and only, that's no baloney.
Joe Man himself.
Thanks, Joe Man.
Thank you, Joe Man.
Sorry we drunk dialed you from Sly Fox the other night.
They're not sorry.
No,
That is true.
sorry.
We're not.
Wow, that's fantastic.
This is my birthday beer. It is. We didn't even say it. This is
we
from
did not.
the Veil.
The Veil, and it is.
It is the Oreo peanut butter Hornswoggler. That's right, people.
I really taste the Hornswoggler.
And Joe Man went on record saying that he likes Purple Monkey dishwasher better.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Well.
Oh, you really get the peanut butter in the aroma.
I got to be the judge of this then.
Here, he was texting me as he was drinking it.
Oh, that's really
and
good.
I told him I would quote him.
The label art on this is fantastic. It's
Oh my
a
god.
goat dog with a foot in its mouth.
So here's the text.
Goat dog with a foot in its mouth.
He sent me a video of them drinking it.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, we need to show that to Fedge, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He said, not too shabby, like peanut butter and chocolate. And I said, better than Purple Monkey dishwasher. And he said in capital letters, hell no, but good. You can quote me on that.
Wow.
Well, there you go. You've been quoted on the internet.
So there you go, Joe Man.
It's very silky.
Doesn't taste like a 7% either.
Is that what it is, 7?
I might like this better than Purple Monkey dishwasher.
Oh, sacrilege, Dan.
I know. But here's the thing. It has more of, like, you can taste
beer.
that. You can tell that it's an Oreo beer instead of just a regular chocolate
the
beer.
Oreo is quite amazing.
Which
with
I
the
think
creaminess,
puts
yeah.
it in a separate category than Purple Monkey dishwasher. So I'm still, I don't know. I'm going to have to fight myself on this. So what's new in the world of St. Benjamin then? Any exciting stuff that's coming down the road?
Yeah, our IPA is doing pretty well in the market. Posk, not Pasquet. We've got a 16-ounce cream ale coming out in cans. Looking forward to hitting that on the market. I'm a massive fan of cream ales myself. Super, super drinkable. Really quenching on a ridiculously hot day.
Is that
perfect timing
the
on
Inca, or is that a new one?
It's the same base beer as Inca, just minus the hops.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I always love the Inca. That's a really good beer.
Yeah, that's been sampling incredibly well.
Yeah.
Really?
That's been doing really well for us. Yeah,
And that's the thing. Like every event that I see St. Benjamin at, Inca's always there. And if most breweries take the same beer every time, I'm like, I'll just go past it. But Inca's one that I have to get every time because it's so goddamn good.
Hey, I like you.
It is really good, and it's unique. It's not something, an India cream ale is not something you see a lot of. Like, a hobby cream ale is definitely different.
Well, it's an interesting style to try to get into the hands of a person sampling the beer.
Right.
People think cream ale, domestic.
Right.
And then you approach them with the hops. So they're either loving the hops or they're off put by the hops because they don't like hops.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of describe it as almost like a pale ale, and then people are like, okay, I'll try it. And then once they do, they love it.
Yeah.
End up buying it.
Yeah, it's a great beer, super drinkable. Definitely a go-to. Absolutely.
This beer is fantastic. This Hornet
that really
Swaggler.
is. Now, do you think Tim would ever do anything like that? Like, not necessarily an Oreo beer, but something that's like that dark and kind of like a... Oh, God, I don't know, like the question I'm trying to ask. It just seems like that's sort of for marketing, and it's kind of like a gimmick to have the Oreos in it, but if it's well done, it'll work out. But do you think he would do anything crazy with weird ingredients like that, or out of the norm?
Not yet. We're going to stay true to the styles, true to the styles of the beer. We're not going to do anything crazy or over the top. You'd really have to twist his arm pretty hard to actually get him to, maybe even throw an extra style of hops in a firkin of ours.
Yeah.
Why should we do that when you can appreciate our beer for what it is?
True. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
So,
if you can ever get him to actually brew a Northeast IPA, then you've really accomplished something.
I'll tell you what, though. Keep an eye out. Tim's a massive fan of the Guinness Extra Foreign Stout.
Ooh.
The export. So we're actually doing a version of that. Should be in the market.
That sounds amazing.
Should be in the market by June, July.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one myself.
For living in Philly, I'm ashamed to say that I've only been there twice. Once when we recorded and once after.
Go back all the time.
I know.
Like
I should.
daily.
I really should.
Yeah, I actually was gonna stop in there for lunch one time, but I guess the tap room during the week doesn't open till like 4.
Correct.
Yeah, which makes sense. I don't know why I wanted to go to a brew pub at noon on a fucking Tuesday. That's my problem.
Beer?
Because St. Benjamin's beer is really good.
Well,
yes, that is
look
very
forward
true.
to going down there and drinking more St. Benjamin.
There you go. Yes, absolutely.
Shameless plug.
In
Yeah,
fact,
no, definitely.
The second time I was there, I spent my birthday there last year. I went and got dinner, had a couple of beers, and it was quite possibly the most perfect way to spend my birthday.
Steph, you've been very quiet.
She's been
I've been
selfieing
sharing.
and sharing
I'm
beer
selfieing
with
and
other
sharing my
people,
beer.
and people are coming up and just handing beer around. And
This event is
all
awesome.
sort of.
There are so many people here.
Everybody's walking around with beer, just giving it to everybody else. That's awesome. Well, Tommy, thank you for coming up here and bringing these awesome St. Ben beers with you. We do need to get there and record again.
I looked it up. We were there, episode 65 in July of 2015 is when
and that's where we got
the
the phrase for our shirts.
yeah,
Sweet Shit Beer.
That's where that came from. That's the name of that episode.
Nice. Well, guys, thank you very much for having me. Congratulations on number 115, right?
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
And, have an awesome time. I'm
You
having a
too.
great time. And thank
Go
you
get
again.
more
You
beer.
too, man. Yeah,
definitely.
Enjoy it. Cheers,
Cheers,
guys.
So we're still here at Imminent Liquidation here at Grand and Verse, as if we would have left. It's a podcast episode. No shit, we're still here. But, of course, we have a couple more people at the table now. We have Mrs. Fedge, we have Brandy with us, and then we have Carolyn. Ladies, how are you?
I'm great.
Great.
Good.
Thanks.
Awesome. This event is so cool.
This is the counterpoint to our first interview segment when we had Dwayne
Oh
and
my
Fed.
God.
Oh my God, that's
this
true.
Is, this is the other side. These are
just
probably the
connected.
two that actually get things done.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
the brains behind the.
The only
operation.
difference is that
And
the
the
mics
beauty.
are switched. Fedge was there
Oh
and Dwayne
yeah,
was here.
that is true. I saw that.
I like we're spicing up. I like it. So this is the 7th Imminent Liquidation, right?
Correct.
Cool. And what so far have you seen is what's the difference between 7 to 1? Like what's the biggest change over the years? Besides location. Don't say location.
Well, I think just us being able to do it and understanding what we need and, how we can... The first time we did it, we didn't really have any kind of charity that we were linked to. And I think it's really important to give back to the community. And something that this woman is... The charity that we're raising money for today is Goats of Anarchy. And this woman is amazing. She just loves animals so much that she quit her job and decided to just save goats that are disabled, that the farmer was like, oh, this goat was born without a foot, so I'm just going to let it die. And so it's sort of similar to Libre's story where someone would see a goat and it would just be laying on the ground because it didn't have legs, like the legs wouldn't work. And they would say, we want to take it. And she would take it to her house and nurse it back to health and put them in little diapers and put them in pajamas. And if they couldn't walk, she would like retrain them. If they couldn't walk, she gets them carts to move around. She's just an amazing person.
Yeah, when we had Fedge on and he was talking about the charity and talking about how he came across it just sort of randomly on Facebook as like a suggested you might like this page, and he was like, I thought it was just going to be dumb pictures of goats, on the internet.
He did not say dumb pictures. He would never describe pictures of goats as dumb.
Okay, you know what I mean though, just like silly. I meant silly pictures of cute goats, like nothing substantial. Anyway.
Good save.
But then he started talking about what they did and how like amazing it is, and the great work that they do, and it's an awesome charity to support.
And anyone who's listening to this, she put out a book on on Amazon. There's just pictures of the goats and then stories about the goats, and all that money goes to her charity.
Oh, that's
amazing. And she has she got someone to make socks with each goat on them, so like you can buy like the Lawson sock. Lawson is the goat that is having heart issues, and they found a doctor to do heart surgery on this goat. So it's going to be a lot of money, so she's trying to raise money,
of course,
to do that. So you can buy, like if you have a favorite goat, you can go on and buy the goat socks. So we're waiting for our Lawson socks.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think the other thing that's really changed the support for a charity and also people's understanding of the event. I think some people saw it as a private event, something that just our friends were getting together to do this, and making it with the incorporation of Beer Week being the same time and trying to get it out. We advertised in the Beer Week book. We paid for that advertisement to get this out as part of the week. It fell in our regular time frame anyway, and so it's drawn a lot more people, a bigger audience. We finally found a great venue to host us hopefully permanently.
Yeah, we just got too big for the other places.
Yeah, we'd moved from place to place to place, so no one knew where it was going to be. Yeah. And this being here at Grain and Verse is a wonderful venue for everyone.
And I just love the vibe of this event. Wayne and I were reminiscing about the last time he and I were at one together. It was still at the Gap, and it was the first time we met Chelsea. And I was the relationship we've built with her and the other Harrisburg Beer Week gals since then. And you just meet new friends and hang out. And you have like home brewers here sharing home brews. You have professional brewers here bringing firkins to the event. And it's just so neat that, a lot of these beers we're opening are beers that, we stood in line for. We paid a lot of money for, that we, mean a lot to us. We've been hanging on to them. And just that feeling of being able to share them with a community of people that appreciate them as much as we do.
Right, and people
there's nothing else like it.
Right, and people have their own little beer drinking groups. Mm-hmm. We have our team drink. We get together and bottle share frequently, but this gives us an opportunity to meet with other groups that do the same thing and be able to share that love for beer. So
and quite frankly, clean out all of our basements because both our husbands are beer hoarders.
Me too.
Yeah, we've heard of Fedge's collection.
Speaking of cleaning out basements,
Dwayne and Carolyn
and Fedge was saying earlier
we're
that
novices,
beer hoarders.
Wow.
Yeah, it seems like you guys are they're true professionals. You enjoy
that's
it.
one way to say it.
So we are drinking Wicked Weed's Lost Toys Blend number 2.
I was going to say this wouldn't be a beer event if we didn't have a beer.
Which I just picked up last week when we were in Asheville.
Nice.
The Funkatorium was my heaven that week. I think we went back 3 or 4 times, and it was just amazing. So I wanted to relive that a little bit here today. It's deliciousness.
It's delightfully tart.
It is.
Yes.
Got a nice little funkiness to it.
Yeah.
Funkiness.
So, favorite beers from any of you so far today?
It's kind of early, but...
It is, but anything stand out so far?
Well, the Mexican cake and I aged in the red wine barrels was... I just finished that to drink this one.
Yeah, I just opened one. I just opened one called Rah Rah Rasputin that we picked up at Big Spruce Brewing Company on Cape Breton Island in Nova Scotia.
Ooh.
We stayed there this summer. We camped at the brewery and drank quite a bit at the brewery and just really, really built a nice relationship with the people there, and their beers are fantastic.
Big Spruce Brewing.
Gives a whole new light to Canadian beer.
Well, that's the other thing that Dwayne and Carolyn and Fedge and I, we travel for beer a lot. And in 2014, we actually went with another couple, Dane and Jill Shirey. Yeah,
Dane and Jill.
Yeah, so we all decided to go to the Magdalen Islands because our friend owns a brewery up there, and it was their 10th anniversary.
Which we can't say because it's a very French name.
It's French, but it translates to shelter from the storm.
There
so
you go.
you guys all have Google Translator. Just plug that into Google Translator.
I'm gonna do that right now.
And you can try and pronounce it in French
Can
if
you
you
get Siri
like.
to say it?
That's what I was going to do.
And their brewer, Elise, is amazing. Really amazing. And just fairly isolated brewery. And
Oh, that's also a Bob Dylan song, Shelter from the Storm. That's the first thing that came up when I Googled it.
Nice.
But so she actually came down from the Magdalen Islands a couple years ago, and it was before the Owls of Hamden was open in their new location. The brewing system was there, but they weren't open to the public, and so she brought down spruce tips, and a malt that was with smoked trout.
Interesting.
And so it's smoked malt.
Smoked herring.
Right, yeah.
Smoked herring malt.
And so they did a collaboration beer, and that was the original beer that was just so named Collab.
Nice.
And so, we got to know her then, and they said, hey, do you want to go on this trip with us? And we're going to be gone for 2 weeks. 1 week we're going to spend on the island, and the other week we're going to come back, through Canada back into to Maine, and then come home. And we'd only had the collaboration beer at that point that, we had it afterwards. And Fedge was like, well, they're the only brewery on the island, so we hope they're really good because we're going to be there for a week. And it turned out they were amazing.
When we go there, we spend every day. We stop in at least once a day. On bad weather days, twice.
Nice.
Is it Abri de la Tempête?
That's the name of it.
Abri de la
Very good.
Tempête.
I think it's Il Abri de la Tempt, but I just did that with a Spanish accent because I know Spanish.
Well,
That's the only accent I can do. This is what I go to.
I found out Google Translate also supports Esperanto.
Yeah, it does.
So
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, no, they have for a while. So this,
So what's this?
Rah
beer
Rah
called?
Rasputin.
Rah
I
Rah
haven't-
Rasputin.
I haven't,
Thank you.
I haven't
Yeah,
sipped it yet.
So this is from Cape Breton Island, which was Dwayne and I did a summer trip to Newfoundland, the western side of Newfoundland, devoid of beer. But on our way back, so that was a lot of tourism there, icebergs and hiking, and it was absolutely beautiful. And then on the way back, we did quite a bit of Nova Scotia. Our friend Chris McDonald, he runs there are two people that run the Atlantic Canada Beer Blog, and he's one of them, and he is on top of everything that's going on in Atlantic Canada beer.
Right,
so he
right.
took us all around. He's the one that hooked us up with Big Spruce and many other breweries.
Well, the other reason I mentioned the brewery is he actually is able to sell his beer in Pennsylvania. We've seen it.
The one in the Magdalen Islands.
Right, and the one in the Magdalen Islands. We've actually seen it in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're going to have to look for that, Dan.
Because the Magdalen Islands are part of Quebec, and Quebec beers can be sold in Pennsylvania, D.C., other places in the United States.
Interesting.
So, Fedge just walked in with an awesome beer.
Fedge is bombing this. You, sir, I have a picture to show you now that you have that.
Here's the thing. Fedge likes to be the center of attention at all times, and I'm usually happy with that. So this is just par for the course with him, is being, the center of attention.
So is that a Splinter Gold?
That is a Splinter Gold.
Oh, my God. Oh, and the cork.
The angels began to sing.
Smell that.
That's the cork, right?
Yeah.
I was worried for a second.
Here, smell this.
So what year is this from?
This is batch 2.
Holy shit.
Batch 2, Splinter Gold.
So Fedge said this is batch 2. He's not really on the microphone.
Yeah,
so.
we didn't give him a microphone this time.
Oh, God, that smell.
Splinter Gold
Holy
batch
shit.
2. From, of course, Trogs.
Oh my God. I love this beer. I love this beer. Carry on.
Carry on. My work
Fedge
here
can
is
interrupt
done.
whenever he wants.
Nope.
I saw him bring the cooler up here. I'm like, this can only be good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we didn't.
2013. That's when this was released.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Well, that's the thing about our team drink. We usually have it at our house because we have a lot of parking, and streets around us. And then we always have beer that we want to share. But then our friends bring like ridiculous beer, and then we never get to open any of our stuff. And so, like, that's another reason why we decided to have this, because we'd have this great beer, and then we'd never get to our beer because someone would bring in like every version of Mexican cake, and we'd drink it all that night. We were just away for Easter, and Fedge had a 10-year-old bottle of 120 Minute, and he has tried to like break it out so many times, and he was like, it's my birthday weekend, we are drinking this 10-year-old 120 Minute.
It was really good for
and it
a
was
10-year-old
really good.
120 Minute.
Wow.
Really good.
But then he also made us drink that Sam Adams beer too.
Oh, that was bad.
That Sam Adams Bach, what was it?
I don't
It was
I don't even remember.
If you saw that bottle the next day, you would not have drunk it the night before.
I compared it to the barrel-aged PBR we had from China.
Wow. Yeah.
That was disgusting.
I would be interested in trying that just to say I did.
Yeah.
It's PBR in a bottle that I don't know what
It
kind
was
of
caged in
It was
pork?
probably a plastic barrel.
Wow.
I don't
Okay.
know.
You know
Yeah,
what?
fair.
That might have been one of your beers in one
It
of
was.
the. Yeah. Okay.
It was.
I kind of would like to try that.
All right, well, ladies, it looks like Fed is grabbing the microphone again. Thank you so much for stepping up and chatting with us and sharing this amazing beer.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
guys are welcome.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. We've got two people joining us at the table right now. One is a voice you've heard on the show many times before, whether you wanted to or not.
Sorry.
And
You
one's
didn't want to.
No, probably not. And one's a newcomer. It's like Steph said, sorry. But we have Mike Weiser.
Hello.
Who you've heard before at many events we've been at, who was just busy complaining that he never gets to play a Happy Fun Time game on the show.
I want to play Happy Fun Time games.
We'll make that happen at some point. But we also have Kate. Kate, hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming up here.
No
Kate
problem.
is not pouting. She is very positive and
Yes.
happy.
That's
Yes.
actually part of my job description.
Not pouting?
Not
yeah,
pouting.
for Crocodile Dog Marketing. My actual title is People Buffer.
People
People buffer.
Nice.
Yeah, so
That is
the-
not Mike's title.
No, it is
No.
definitely it is
I
an
don't-
acquired skill.
Know if I have a title?
Mike's
It's
Mike's
Pouty
title is
Beer Rep.
No, it's
No.
People Hater. We got
People Hater.
Buffer
I'm
and
a
the People
people. I'm
Hater.
a people lover. Actually,
I'm a secret actual
I'm okay
people
playing
hater,
a villain today.
But you're very good at pretending.
but I'm really good at faking it.
All right, that's what matters.
Aren't we all?
Yeah,
Fake it till you
exactly.
make it. Fake it till you make it.
I can be the heel today. It's okay.
today.
Isn't that what you always are?
Today.
Aw. All right, I think we busted it on Mike enough.
No, we didn't.
Poor Mike.
love
No, we
Mike.
didn't.
It's okay. I got broad shoulders. I can take it.
Have you guys been to Imminent Liquidation before?
I have not, because every time the Imminent Liquidation is, there's always another event that I'm working
course,
during Beer
yeah,
Week.
of course.
And I was so happy to see this year that it is a different day. I was like, ooh, I can go to Imminent Liquidation. Now, you're going to be overstimulated and sensory overload, but
Pretty much.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. No, this is awesome. Kate, this is your first time?
Yeah, it is my first time, but all the guys that I run festivals with come every year. But April's usually a bad month for me because it's my entire family's birthdays and Parkinson's Awareness Month, so I do a lot of fundraising. So this is like the very first time I'm able to do something not related to those things in April. So.
All right.
Good to have you here.
Yeah, I made the mistake of clicking on Matt's link to his beer cellar inventory the other day.
I'm sorry.
And
Have
I
you
just-
seen it?
Oh, I have not seen it, but I saw the link in his spreadsheet. I'm like,
Well, the spreadsheet
okay.
is all my doing because I spent 4 hours in the 30-degree weather inside a cooler cataloging more than 2,500 beers.
Holy shit.
It's a lot of beer.
You should
Yeah.
totally come to a Crocodile Dog event because it's worth it.
Matt's one of the only
We
guys
should.
around that actually has any snow day left.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, speaking of which, why don't you tell us a little bit more about the what is it, Crocodile
Dog.
Crocodile Dog. So what's that all about?
So Crocodile Dog Marketing is two guys, Matthew Davis and his uncle, even though some people think that Matthew's the older one, Brian Dudley. And they have been doing wine and beer festivals in the York County area for 10 years. Actually, this summer is the 10th year of Taste of PA, which is our wine and music festival at the York Fairgrounds.
Yes, it's a great time. I've been there.
Yeah, and at the tail end of Taste of PA, we have Brew Kids on the block, which I brought the stickers out for.
They're pretty awesome stickers.
And the glasses that Mike stole.
And the glasses
Yeah.
that we always bring extra glasses to this because people always forget their sampler glasses, and then we get our name in front of more people that might not know about
Smart.
us. So it's a win-win. But Brew Kids is actually one of my very favorite events that we do because we only look at breweries under 5 years old.
Okay.
In the region, so you have to be under 5 years to come. We personally invite you this year with a actual cassette tape that had a brand new branded J card inside.
Wait, was it a mixtape?
Next year, my goal is to make a mixtape and a mixed Spotify, like a Spotify mixtape.
We were there a few years ago. I think it was a CD at that point.
Yeah,
that
it was a
included in
CD
it.
back then.
I was waiting for like the full vinyl to come or something.
We got to make a little bit more money before that. But Brew Kids, not only do they...
Oh, God, is he about to... Oh, I thought he was bombing us again.
Oh, okay.
He has
Wow.
the first bottle run from Pizza Boy.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Interrupter.
Wow.
No, actually, we're talking about important business
It
with
was
her.
me. I was super important.
We're letting Kate talk.
Super important.
So, Brew Kids on the
Brew Kids.
block,
Anyway,
young
sorry.
breweries.
Young breweries, under 5 years old, and the people in attendance vote. They get a token, and you vote for your favorite. So there's a People's Choice Award.
Right.
But last year, which was the second year of Brew Kids, we actually started a Brewer's Choice Award. So there were the People's Choice, and then the brewers each got one, and they got to vote. The past 2 years, Gift Horse Brewing won the People's Choice, and then last year they won the Brewer's Choice. So they are throwing the gauntlet down. We're doing video challenges. I have heard allegedly that maybe our friends at Aldous are doing a boy band video.
Oh my God.
Allegedly.
Wow. Allegedly.
Allegedly. So it's a good time, and I really like it because it's a lot of focus on the new guys, a really good camaraderie. They all hang out inside the tent together. They all have their backs to the tables are inside a tent, so they can go talk to each other inside the tent, but the people are on the outside of the tent. So it's really kind of the community around here when it comes to beer. We've seen through the festivals, like everybody wants everyone else to do well, and you really see that friendship and that they want to taste each other's stuff. They want to vote for each other. There's Matthew. It's a really fun time. Other than Hibernation, it is my favorite festival.
So to steal a term from Daryl Waltrip, it'd be co-opetition.
Co-opetition. Wow, co-opetition. I like it. Well, that's pretty awesome.
So,
and I love the sticker.
We have beer in front
I
of us.
know.
We do.
Yes, we have beer.
I am currently checking them in so I can get closer to that coveted 1,000 mark.
Uh-oh.
So we have
I'm going to hit it today. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Okay, wait, you're up to 1,000. What are you? Hold on.
Oh, no, you don't even want to talk about his
you
numbers.
don't.
You don't want to
Matthew,
talk about his numbers.
tell us what your untapped check-ins are.
I'm proud of my numbers, and he's probably double me, at least, if not more.
Oh, it's almost 5,000.
Almost 5,000.
And then there's Steph.
6,600?
I started drinking long before this shit came out.
Matt, if you didn't hear that, and this might need to be edited, Matt just said, "Oh shit," when I looked at Steph's
doesn't need to be edited.
6623.
Oh, that's right. It's a
Also-
podcast. I love it.
And his excuse is that I started drinking before this came out. That to me sounds like lack of dedication.
He's going home. It does sound like
I feel like I'm a
dedication,
puppy, and I'm at like 1931,
This is just...
and I haven't checked in the 70 that I've had
Dude,
today.
I have
Yeah.
like 8.
This is just what I've remembered to check in. I know I've had plenty more beers, just even through the podcast. But
but you're not where I am.
Well, it's just like working
Oh, not near where
working
you are.
fast. Yeah, I'll get around and try beers, but I never check into them because
Yeah,
I'm talking
of
to
course
people and
not.
doing other things. Just,
At
it
this
is
point,
what
I'm
it
just on a
is.
mission to hit that.
All right,
But we
speaking
do
of
have
beer,
beers.
we have beer.
We have a very unique vertical in front of us.
It's not a huge vertical, but it's still a special vertical.
You really get how boozy 2016 is when you drink the three of these
2016 is
together.
hot. It's very hot.
So we're drinking Free Will, of course.
Obviously.
Ralphius, 2014, 2015, and 2016.
I'm sitting here rubbing the dust off the 2014 bottle because it's been sitting around since then. And this event of all events, I waffled today. I'm looking in my fridge and I was like, it's my last bottle of the 2015. We only did 500 bottles of it.
You mean
or the 2014. We only did 500 bottles of it. It was my last one. I was like, do I take it? Don't I take it? Do I take it? Don't I take it? I was like, if it's going to go anywhere, Imminent Liquidation is the place for this
is the
beer to
place to
go.
have it.
So it's here.
I think I like 2015 the best.
I just had a sip of the 2014. So overall, what's the ABV on Ralphius?
A shit ton.
2014 is 13%.
Jesus.
2015 is 14.2. And 2016 is 15.1. So it has increased a tad every year.
A little bit, yeah. I actually think 14 is probably my favorite.
14 is very subtle.
15.
With,
But as
with
far
booziness.
as, a beer to age, if you want to sell her a beer, it's a perfect beer.
It is
Yeah.
a
Like
great
2016 right now, it's pretty hot.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
even the
very
first one that I had,
sort of
it's-
mellow out, yeah.
It's warm. It's got a lot going on, but all that mellows over time. And we're sitting here talking about beer, and Fedge is still over
Fedge
here
is
pouring more
breaking
beers.
out.
What is
fucking-
Fedge pouring, by the way?
This is one of those. What is this?
What is
Like
it?
their first bottling run.
Oh, that 2014.
That's nice.
That has
I'll
just
take the dregs.
mellowed and
Yeah, it's nice and
If we didn't mention it, we're actually we're doing a 3-year vertical
Yeah,
of
2014,
Free Will
2015,
Ralphius.
2016.
Steph
What is
mentioned it.
this?
It's a Ralphius. It's Free Will. It's an imperial bourbon barrel aged Russian Imperial Stout. The first year, it was aged in Pappy barrels.
Okay.
Actually, like the first 2 years, it was Pappy barrels.
Really?
Now, since Pappy barrels have been so much more difficult to get,
course.
we've had to change our barrels a little bit.
What do you use now?
I honestly can't speak to that.
Okay.
I
will ask John next time I see him.
Yeah, John would be the one to ask. John, Nate, one of them.
Okay. I just saw John last night. I wish I would have known to ask this question.
It helps that we have a barrel supplier in our basement that uses some of the space, but
you know, I think out of the I think
besides just
2014 is
Dwayne.
my favorite out of these three.
Yeah,
Well,
I agree.
this type of beer, it probably would be because it's had time to mellow. It's had
this
time
isn't
to
fair.
age.
Kate hasn't tried any of them yet.
I know. People keep giving me other
I
stuff.
think you have other beers.
I tried the first one.
You had a 2014.
We need to find a couple of glasses for
I
it because
feel
there's
bad.
beer in those bottles still.
Here, just give her mine. I don't need all this.
All right, there you go.
We can share.
I have never known Steph to give up beer.
14.
Oh, I'm special now.
15.
14,
I like
16.
Kate. I'll share my beer with her.
Matthew also just came up to me and said, "Wait, what is this? You're on the podcast and I'm not." And I was like,
he's
"You told
jealous.
me to go be the public face again, people buffer." And then now he's jealous and
he'll
wants
get
to be
over
on
it.
the podcast.
Well, he was
He'll
until
get
he saw Steph's Untapped
You're
check-in.
on because you're prettier.
I know.
So yeah, the
It's a
14
hard life being
has
me.
mellowed very nicely.
So when was Ralphie's first made then?
Was 14?
Wasn't it
It was
2013
made
though?
2013.
13. I thought there was
but
a
it was
13.
not bottled until
Right.
2014.
Right.
Okay.
We opened up in 2012, brewed it in 2012, barreled it in 2012, so it sat for a year, was first released in 2013, but there was no bottles done.
Okay.
2014 was the first year we bottled it, and we only did 500 bottles, hence the 500 milliliter bottle.
Right.
And it's
Now
it's so. Oh my
we've
God.
so good.
we've increased production of it every year.
Good.
And
Right, yeah.
you kind of have to. when
And
it's
the
that kind of beer.
14 picked up a real nice sweetness that
I like
the
the
15 and
14.
the 16
Yeah,
don't
Really
have.
good. All right, there's all kinds of shit.
There really is.
Shit everywhere.
I mean,
Getting
this is imminent
open
liquidation. Beer is
and-
flowing everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't keep up
I
with
just-
it.
Is that what I think it is?
We
We're
came up
opening
here
the
with a
other
purpose
Joe
with the
Man
Ralphius vertical, and now it's just degraded into there's random beers everywhere. And
There is.
That's okay.
Well,
I definitely do not have a problem with that.
out of the Ralphie's vertical, I like the 2014 the best. I think.
I
Not
do
to
too as
say
well.
that the
Me
others
too.
are bad.
Well,
Well, and it also it's aged 3 years. So
Yeah.
it's,
There's a
it's one of
real-
those beers. It's
Sir,
good.
who is the
It's
square?
nice, young, but it's a
Holy
little
fuck.
hot.
Not only that, it's a Pappy Van Winkle
Yeah,
barrel.
I'm sure the Pappy barrels didn't hurt.
Mike, thank you for the Ralphie's vertical. This is fucking awesome.
Hey, don't
Yeah,
thank
it's
me.
really cool.
Thank John.
John,
Yes,
thank
thank
you.
Is that
John.
empty?
I knew you weren't 50, John.
I didn't get it.
I am just the disseminator of beer.
I think he just wanted to say disseminator.
I think
I did,
so.
really.
It's
That's-
just fun
you know
work.
what?
Is that the $5 word for the day?
I think that's actually my title, disseminator of beer.
We haven't even talked about it yet.
You're the people buffer. I'm
Is
the
this-
disseminator of beer.
Is this that?
Yes, that's,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
for you. All
We
right.
are opening the
We're
other
good.
Joe Man beer. This is my other birthday beer. This is from the Vale again. This is Never Aloha, which is their Hawaiian Punch Goza.
The one and only, that's no baloney.
Jen wants to say something.
Thank you, Joe Man. Love you.
Yeah, thank you, Joe Man.
Hey, thanks, Joe Man.
What is this one again? I missed it. I'm sorry.
Never Aloha. It is the Hawaiian Punch Goza.
Interesting.
Oh my God! This is the aroma that's coming off of this is.
Here, make sure Jess and Eric and Ron get some. And
Oh
then
my
bring it
God!
back.
Oh my God!
I just heard a double. Oh my god!
Oh my God! Oh my
It's
God!
fucking Hawaiian Punch.
It's really
This
good.
is
It's-
incredible.
It's like Hawaiian Punch beer.
Are you stressing your zipper
That's
right
exactly
now?
what it
I
said on
think
the
Joe
label.
Man wins.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Joe,
Joe
Man,
Man
this
wins.
is incredible, man.
Of course,
Thank
Joe
you.
Man always
It's
wins.
amazing. So have
So-
you guys been to any of the Crocodile Dog marketing festivals?
No.
We've been to Hibernation.
You
Oh,
have
yeah,
been?
yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
we
I was
did.
gonna
I
say,
spilled a beer on myself in
You did. That was fun.
Does
at
it
least-
count if I was pouring beer at them?
Yeah, you
Then
count.
yes.
You always count.
You always count. Mike always counts.
I was gonna say because you said you spilled a beer on yourself, but not on the floor. Because within like 5 minutes of it starting this year in York, someone crashed a glass all over the place.
Oh, of course.
And then it was my job to go clean it up because there were drunk people trying to pick up glass. It was like, come on.
Okay, I have a question. I'm assuming this is not your first imminent liquidation.
No.
You guys been here before?
I've been here
He
before.
has. He has
I
not.
have not.
Dan's first.
I would have expected that. The one no in the room.
Well,
to be over there.
I worked 15 jobs for the longest fucking time.
I
Yeah.
wasn't judging. I
It
was
sounded
just-
judgy.
It did sound a little
sounded
bit.
It was a little.
Then
judgy.
again, everything Mike says sounds judgy.
Hey, I have a face that everybody thinks I'm always pissed off. So I guess when I talk, people think I judge too. Yeah, whatever. I love all people.
I'm trying to process what all just happened.
You know what happened is imminent liquidation just
I did
happened.
want to introduce you guys to Matthew because
All right,
you can
yeah.
ask him questions about his crazy cooler.
We can do that.
Oh,
Speaking
look
of
at that.
like I planned that.
The last
But I
10
did.
minutes of this podcast are basically
shit.
exactly what happens in imminent liquidation. Things are completely random. There's
10
beers.
minutes?
Well,
That's being generous.
okay, the 10 minutes that I've been here. Everything is completely random. There's beer flowing everywhere. It's completely crazy. There's awesome beers everywhere. Great event, great people, great beers, and Beer Busters is here, so that just makes it even better.
Of course. What is? There's another
Some
bottle.
blackberry something coming around.
Some blackberry something is coming
I'm
around.
really good at this. He's like, "What did you get?" So I can check in. I was like, "I don't know. I just picked something up."
Nice.
And then I get in trouble and I have to go back and take a
I
picture.
know
of
you
it.
have to. He has some catching up to do, so
Yeah.
it's serious
I
now.
know, I know.
He's probably not going to give me any, so I don't check it in.
Maybe. Yeah. He does not want you to check into that beer. He's not going to tell you what it is and.
Blackberry what?
Oro.
Matthew, I want to bring you on here to say hello.
I sit down. Are you going to bring me here?
No, I'm not actually going to let you sit by yourself. That's the rule.
I think she's trying to get Mike to leave.
I'm going to go
Yeah.
drink beer, and
All right.
Matthew is going to sit
Sign
down.
the tablecloth quick before you
I
get
love
up.
all of you.
Sign the
We love
tablecloth
you.
before you get up.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, I have one last thing to say before you actually leave.
no.
Your apple cider
Yes.
is fucking phenomenal.
Well,
I love your apple cider.
that said,
Weiser Farms.
That said, I am going to put a plug in here. With the new Pennsylvania laws, I am looking to expand our cider market exponentially. So, any brewers that are looking to get into the cider world,
Do it.
contact me. We can figure something out. We have plenty of apples that could go to cider. Get in touch with these guys. They know how to get in touch with me.
That is a fact.
One last thing before you leave. You wanted to play a game.
I always play games. Let's do it.
People Buffer. Is that a beer or not?
I'm going to say no.
No, you're right. You win.
There should be. Can some collusion make a beer after me called People
Buffer. That's a good idea.
As tough as beer names are to find now, somebody's going to name a beer People Buffer.
Yeah, by the
Damn
time this
it.
episode airs, it will be a beer.
It will.
I'm going to call
Or
Jared.
shortly thereafter, one of the two.
Yep.
So you won or
All
lost.
right, Matt's going to sit down now.
All right,
See you guys.
Matt.
All right, thanks, Mike. Cheers.
Thank you.
Matthew actually has a large amount of free will in the cooler, like cases and cases of them, and it's all configured so they're hiding behind shelves, like the stuff he knows that's going to age for a really long
Right.
time. So, what did he bring us?
That's a very good question. Well, Matthew, thanks for stepping up to the table with us. So you're with Crocodile Dog Marketing, I would assume. Where did the name come from?
Long story short, of which there's someone in this room that knows this story, we were playing a drinking game with a 12-year-old.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
That's the short version.
No, yeah. So there's this game. I don't know if it has a name. It
No,
didn't
that was the
become
long
one of those-
version.
Yeah, I didn't know if it became one of those board games that they play nowadays, like Werewolf. But we had this game where you would write a sentence and on a piece of paper, and then you would pass it to the person to your left, draw a picture based on that sentence, flip over, like fold the paper, so you were left with the picture, and then someone had to write a sentence, and it kept going like that, and you drink more. So Chris, the guy who's back there, I was on one side of this 12-year-old, and he was right next to her, so I would keep just obliterating these sentences or pictures to make it as inappropriate as possible, and he would have to fix it before it would get to this 12-year-old. And so eventually, I don't even remember what the original sentence was. I have a picture of it somewhere. But the picture became this weird crocodile that was like eating soup, but he didn't know how to draw a crocodile, so it looked like a dog with a crocodile face. So the girl's like, "Oh, crocodile dog wants soup." And so when I was looking for like an online handle, I ended up going with Crocodile Dog, which was like the precursor to Uncle Traveling Matt. So we just went with it, and 10 years later we have a 12-year-old drinking game.
That's awesome.
Which is probably what like middle school is like anyway right now, right?
Probably,
So
yeah.
That's my guess.
That sounds about right.
That's
Sounds
what
about
Netflix
right.
tells me.
Yeah. So where are you guys based out of?
York.
So York. So okay, you're fairly local to here.
Yep.
Good.
Very local.
I live downtown and everything, and own like 10 businesses.
Oh, wow.
3. He owns 3.
I mean, 3's close to
3,
10.
10.
Again, people buffer.
He's
I
a
used to
fact
be a
checker.
journalist, so that's
Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, now we're doing the.
Oh, and
Matt's
Mike's
now getting the vertical that we just tried.
Yeah, Mike's giving you the vertical.
Yeah, I'm curious to see which one you like the best.
So a lot
hint
of
the answer is 14.
The beer that we
Oh, that
bring
one I
to
have, like,
these
3 cases.
is stuff that Matthew buys through the through festival stuff, and that's what's all in this cooler I was telling you guys about.
Right.
So when we do hibernation, which you've all been to, there's the secret stash hidden around everything, and the secret stash is full of these bottles that he's been collecting over the years that have been aging and all that stuff.
Holy.
And,
Yeah, that's
and
real
isn't
good.
Hibernation
Oh,
does.
I don't have that beer yet.
That's the Ralphius. You went back
Oh,
to
it's,
Ralphius.
never mind. I saw Steph drinking something dark.
Don't they?
Smoking
They do
wood.
the
Oh, I don't
random
have that
beer.
Oh yeah. I brought the
Table.
smoking wood.
Yeah, that's us. That's
take
the secret stash. So we created a
That's what you
Plinko
call- okay.
a Plinko board this year. So you play
Oh,
Plinko,
wow,
Oh,
nice.
that's cool.
and when it lands in the bottom,
called Drinko.
you get to basically
I was going
pick.
to say, Plinko's probably
Plinko, Drinko.
copyrighted.
Yeah. So you get, like, if it lands in 1, then you get whatever is in the thing for number 1. But all of that beer that's done through Secret Stash is all stuff that we pull out of the. I think I had this. We pull out of the cooler ahead of time, the stash that they've
Nice.
been holding on
I
to.
always thought it was a really cool idea for a festival. It's like that one table where, like, it's not a brewery. You just walk up and they just have coolers of, like, crazy random beers, and you just, like, pull out and you just kind of get whatever.
No, yeah, and that's the theory is I literally built a 10 by 10 cooler in the garage.
Right.
So, like, not only house the weird cellar beer that we've been keeping, but, you know, the stuff that I trade and the breweries that drop stuff off early and all that. That way we keep it, the quality assurance there. But there are a lot of things where we get a case or 4 bottles or whatever, and I don't want to sit there and drink it all. I'd be sloshed 24/7. So I just said, and I did take it off of another event. I'm not going to pretend. They had a table that just had all these crazy beers, and no one was paying attention to it, and I just sat there and drank, like, Night Stalker and Bourbon County for 2 hours of this event. And it was the best day of my life. So I was like, yeah, this is a great idea. Let's do this. So we took that idea, and instead of putting all the beers out, because I didn't have that much volume, we just said, all right, you're in charge of the secret stash. There's a cooler behind you, but don't look in it.
Right.
Just reach in, grab
And just
it,
whatever
pull it forward,
comes out,
and that's
yeah.
whatever everyone gets.
Right.
And then you just serve it through the line. And then I tried to make a game out of it, and, you know, we'll refresh it every couple of years to have fun
well,
with it.
we didn't actually do this, but I was gonna steal that idea from you when we did our he's not wearing the shirt. Rich is wearing the shirt. Our 100th episode, we did a live episode of Canal Street up in Reading, and we tried to make like an event out of it. And one of the ideas I had was like we should have a table because Dusty, the bar manager there, is a huge beer collector, and it would have been
absolutely
awesome to have a table where just pull out random rare beers for people to drink. And I got the idea from Hibernation.
Yeah, Dusty's
So I
There was just a beer gasm.
I purposely saved
good.
your birthday beer so that he could have a sip of it. And I said, it better be a
The
tiny,
Hawaiian punch.
tiny sip because Chris needs to have the rest of it. It's a
like a
Hawaiian
weird-
punch veil.
It's so good.
It's
Yeah.
really good, yeah.
I took a sip out of it a second ago, forgetting what it was, and I was like, oh shit, don't do that.
It's amazing.
Save
really
this
good.
for people.
You know, I haven't had a sip of this smoking wood yet from the brewery.
Do it.
That's
It's
amazing.
pretty
too.
crazy.
Get some of that wood. Yeah.
Smoking wood.
Oh, wow.
Do the cooler idea. It's fun.
It is cool. Yeah, it's a great idea.
And
yeah.
some like I toss stuff in there that's not like they're not all whales.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big things that I do, like personally as Uncle Traveling Matt and myself and the festivals is, you know, Sam Adams for example, Sam Adams makes some great beer that people just normally don't try.
Right, yeah.
And 2-3 summers ago, I'll admit it, that Coors came out with a Summer Radler. I drank the shit out of that.
Oh,
Did I
really?
say shit?
Huh.
Did I say that?
And now he's depressed because they're
You
not
say
making
shit.
it.
It's the internet. You can
You
say
can say
whatever
whatever
the
the
fuck you want.
I drank that like crazy. I took it on the day after with the food trucks. We have a float called Floatastic Voyage that I hold.
Yes.
And
You need an extra tube for your beer cooler, and then you just float with it down the
Last
creek.
year I floated down the creek in a massive rubber duck that I duct taped the bottom of, ironically.
It wasn't duct tape; it was Gorilla Tape. Get
It
your
was Gorilla
facts
Tape,
straight.
right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then someone else
See, I like her.
Someone else managed to one-up me, and he showed up in an entire
Wetsuit.
wetsuit, like from the 80s, like the crazy
It was, like,
colors.
bright
It looked like a
yellow
trapper
and
keeper
purple.
just zippered onto it.
Trapper Keeper zippered onto it. Nice.
And a mullet wig and a hat. And I was actually the first time I met him, so when I met him again, I was like, oh shit, that's the guy from
You're the mullet trapper keeper guy.
It was glorious though. So.
Wow.
Sounds it.
What did Will just bring us?
Yeah, there's another. Oh, it's
shit.
Firestone Wall. Oh my God!
Is it a double DBA?
Yeah.
When I was saying
I guess
earlier,
it's in small box.
Retalk.
So it used to be in 22s.
we had somebody brought up the 20th anniversary Firestone Walker earlier, which was fucking incredible. But I went to California a couple years ago, and I got to bring home a couple bottles of beer, and it was a 2014 double DBA. That was the best beer I brought back from that trip. It was it was amazing.
We should probably talk. I got 2 bottles.
Oh, I think
Which
you just
I'd be
made
willing
new
to
best
share
friends.
because you have a Ben Folds shirt on. Did you go last night?
We all went to
Yes.
the show last night.
You all went.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And if you heard random jerks yelling Kate, that was for me.
Yeah, it was our birthday yesterday, so we were trying to
Makes
get
sense.
And he did not play my song. But then a
That's
lot of
No,
drunk...
but he played One Angry Dwarf, which
Which was
fucking amazing.
incredible.
That was a
Every-
rando. That was
when he
rando.
was playing halfway through,
love that
I was
song.
legitimately like, whose piano is that? And does he have to get a new one at each show?
I
Because
know,
feel
right?
like-
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
It was amazing.
Phenomenal. I would go see him again in a heartbeat.
That's one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple times, and that was...
Yeah. Well, I
That
saw
was
him
fun.
once with the Philly Orchestra. I saw him once with Y Music after So There came out, but never just him and a piano, and it was fucking transformative.
It was also full of those moments where you're like, and that's why we all fucking love Ben Folds. Like
Oh,
when
yeah.
that guy said, pick me, and then he sang the song, Choose Me.
That was
and you're
awesome.
just like, what the?
Yes.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
a moment to.
Yeah, the last time I saw him was Philly at the Electric Factory.
Oh.
And he did, what's the name, Canned Coffee or whatever that is off of Weight and Normal. And he's like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
yeah.
This is a weird noise. Does anyone have a can of Altoids? And he like grabs a can of Altoids from someone in the audience and
Oh
puts
my
them
God.
on the piano strings.
That is
and then
so
starts
cool.
playing it, and it makes that noise like from
That's
the.
awesome.
Yeah. So
Hold on. The last
Firestone?
time we had this beer,
Yeah.
the 2012 version of it,
Yeah.
is when I met David Walker for the first time.
Ah, look at
Where was that?
Memphis Tap
Memphis Tap Room,
June
2013.
2013. That was
were
the
there.
last time we had this beer.
you. Oh, God, it's so
is
good.
when his dreaminess came into my life.
Dude, his hair.
Oh my God, his everything.
He is
Oh
a
my God.
tall,
He's a tall
I'm in
drink
love
of
with
water.
that man. His
tall
hair,
Western Coast
his-
drink
Yeah.
of water. Like
his
I'll
voice.
admit that.
Yeah.
I'm not,
Oh yeah.
I don't have any problem with
Super dreamy.
that. Yeah, we met him
Sorry, I
in
just had a moment.
we met him and Matt Brophy at Savor a couple years ago.
Oh, cool.
Where my friend, his wife, decided to pour some Bravo out right in front of him. He's like, "Don't ever pour this out. You're never going to get this again." And she's like, "Oh, I don't like this." She just pours it into a junk
Holy shit.
junk thing right in front of him, and he's like,
Okay.
And then she was escorted out. She should have been.
should have been.
On that note,
This beer is incredible.
Well, no.
It was
should
really
let
nice
you
to meet
guys
both
go
of you.
hang out now for the rest of
Yeah, I
the
think
I
we're gonna
really
like
wanna
try
end
and
this
like
so we can
wrap
go
up the
home.
podcast
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
hang out. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks for having us.
Kate,
Thank you for
Yeah.
coming up here. It was
Matthew.
very great meeting you guys. Thank you so
Crocodile
much. There's two guys that are at the table right now, and both of them deserve many heartfelt thanks for so many reasons. One is a patron who's been on the show before. We've
Thank
had
you.
some of his homebrews. Ron, thank you for coming up to the microphone.
You're welcome.
Now, the other person, and I'm surprised and kind of heartbroken, this is the first time he's been on the show with us. We've mentioned him many, many times, and the first time that we became aware of him was when he said that I sound like a GQ model and Steph has 80s mom hair, and Wayne, what was yours?
I was the dad from Leave It to Beaver.
The one
Yep.
and the only
Goddamn
Dow.
right.
Oh,
Dow, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, welcome.
Oh my God.
Thank you for everything, and thank you for coming up to the mic with us.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, God, this event is incredible, and I'm so happy to see that you were here. I didn't know you were going to be here.
Oh, definitely. I could not miss this.
Yeah.
especially when you saw I was bringing this.
Oh my God, a Night to End All
Yes.
Dawns vanilla. Yes, it is effing amazing.
So that's what we are sipping on now. The Cane Night to End All Dawns.
There were galgasms
The
going
vanilla
on.
variant with the white wax top.
I have not
The
taken
white
a sip
wax
yet.
top.
You're gonna have an orgasm in your mouth.
And maybe not in your mouth.
Well, hold on.
It is really good. It is
We
fantastic.
didn't get to that part of the podcast yet.
Oh, my God.
It's delicious, right?
It's like if you have a vanilla ice cream sundae with the chocolate hot fudge on top, that's this.
It's awesome.
Holy God almighty.
And the fact that Steph won the lottery to get this is amazing.
Yeah. Now, Dow, when we were at one of the Reading Craft Beer Fests,
Okay.
Wayne and I were talking to you. You had a couple of beers at your stand that were awesome. And you gave me a free appetizer for, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the restaurant where
You're
you
fine,
work.
that's fine.
The restaurant for Applebee's, free appetizer for
Yeah,
Applebee's. I have not redeemed that yet, but I have every intention of
probably
doing
expired.
so.
No, we'll accept it.
All right,
That's
good.
fine.
I have every intention of doing so because I actually do really enjoy Applebee's, and especially if you're at the helm of the craft beer, I really enjoy your Applebee's.
Go to the Applebee's and Wine Missing because that's
Yes.
the one that has 70-plus craft beers. We're the one that gets limited beers. All the other ones don't really have any.
And it's all because of you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
So
Thank you.
they
No
give you
other
the freedom
Applebee's
to
has
choose
Yeah,
the beers?
it's really bizarre when you think about it because I'm a server, I'm not a manager, and I actually do all the craft beer. I've been in craft beer. Yeah, I've been excited about craft beer for years, and I've been pushing for them to carry craft beer, and finally they gave in, and it's a unique experience at that particular Applebee's. No other Applebee's do they allow that. So,
do they still have the chicken and broccoli Alfredo?
Actually, it's switched to cavatappi. So if you're weird with the shape of your noodles,
Wait, no. We've had penis-shaped noodles.
We
have.
So you're really into the penis-shaped noodles
Yes.
because we don't really have penis-shaped noodles.
Can I bring my own?
If you bring your own, we can make them for you. If you're really into the
There you go.
penis-shaped,
Josh
I mean, we
Bushy, you
can
know
give
where to
you
meet us.
we can give you some extra white sauce if you. I mean,
All you got to do is ask, man.
Yeah, all you have to do is ask.
You know,
If you want it on the side or you want it on
because
top, just
you are eating good in the neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 2 for $20s all around.
For myself.
Yeah,
Just me.
Yeah.
On the podcast.
Yeah, well. Oh, speaking of which, is this your first imminent liquidation?
This is my first.
Yes, me
Okay,
too.
awesome.
I finally broke my cherry.
Cool.
I will tell you the beer.
I'm glad it was with me.
Oh my God, yes. Anyway, our bodies made a promise.
Totally.
It was. I'm telling you, the beers that they have here are. It's effing amazing. Amazing.
This
Yeah.
place is incredible,
Yeah,
and
it's
like
really
this
nice.
event is like nothing else I've ever been to. This is. I have fun at every event that we go to. I think this is the most fun I've ever had.
No,
Yeah,
I don't know.
The
I don't know
people
if-
are amazing.
If
right?
you guys can make it to Fedge of July, I highly recommend.
I will try my damnedest.
Because some of the people I've been talking to, they actually are saying that they're holding their really good stuff for Fetch of July, and I'm thinking, really good? Are you kidding me? This stuff that's here is amazing.
Yeah.
So they're
We
bringing.
had the first bottle run of apricot sour from Pizza Boy.
Not only that, he
Yeah.
had batch 2 of the Trogue Splinter.
Golden Splinter.
Yeah.
Splinter Golden, whatever the fuck.
It was incredible. This is the best eclectic beer taste that you're going to get from everybody. And there's not many people here, but everyone who's here is having a blast. There's a shit ton of bottles across the way. And of course, there's crap pizza.
It's all amazing bottles, though. They're not
Yeah.
crap bottles. They're like amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Every single thing I've rated, I think it's all been above a 4. Like it's 4 to 5. Every single thing I've had.
Now, Ron, I'm almost afraid to ask, what is that bottle that's in front of you?
So this is a bottle of Entropy.
Entropy?
Oh, geez.
I picked this up.
That's
in,
a science term.
Yeah, I picked this up.
The second
in,
law of thermodynamics.
Thank you.
in Massachusetts.
Ooh.
It's about 4 years old. It's about 18%.
Oh, my fucking
Jesus.
God. Come on.
And I
It
hear.
was fermented with like 6 or 7 different strands of yeast.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So I hear it's amazing. I hear it'll make you throw up on the side of the road.
No, I didn't even make it to the side of the
Oh
road.
my God. Oh my God.
So whoever's got an opener, we need to.
Oh, I got one. I got one.
I have a brand new one. I just won.
Hey, congratulations.
Here, this has.
Oh, it's wax,
This
too.
doesn't have the thing.
Well, I've got.
Here.
All right, Wayne's on top of it.
So that flew home with me from Boston.
Nice.
On an airplane. It survived the trip.
I've got a trip coming up to Las Vegas, and I plan on trying to bring beer home from me. Now, we have family out there, and they'll send beer, and it's cool to see what's available outside the area. Not just like if you go there, it's cool, whatever, but like to be able to bring it back with you is something totally different.
I've flown beer back from Brussels. I've flown beer back from Boston. So so far so good. I've had good luck with
Nice.
it. Just wrapping it in my socks and dirty underwear and whatever.
I've only ever done that once, and I was so happy that it worked.
You have to make sure the underwear is dirty because it really protects the bottles.
Oh, of course, yeah. You know, those skid marks and everything.
What year is it? 2013.
2017.
No.
It's April.
Fuck you both.
That's 18%? Just like, well, whatever. Because I still have to eat pizza to soak it up, so we're good.
You guys didn't order food yet?
Not yet.
Neither
We
did I.
had a little bit earlier.
Yeah, we had McDonald's earlier before the kitchen opened because I was starving and we needed coffee. But I was like, I'll get pizza before we leave.
That's my glass.
Thank you.
Now, everyone is familiar within the past couple episodes of Jen, the Lady of Sours. Queen of the Sours? Queen of the Sours.
She
not Lady
can't
of
hear
Sours.
you. She doesn't have headphones on.
So your voice is coming through the microphone right now that your husband is at. And I think it's interesting and fun that one or both of you have been on the show the past, 6 episodes. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, I have to give you guys a shout-out on the podcast because you guys were at Record Store Day, which was yesterday, and you bought me my thrice Record Store Day release. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So,
Can we end this bullshit?
well, I don't. Hold on. So
So we're drinking Entropy.
Entropy. That's the name of it.
I
Thank
think,
you.
you know what? If there was one word that describes our podcast, I think entropy is that
Entropy.
word.
There you go. The end of all things.
Devolving into chaos and disorganization.
That's true.
It's like a big black hole.
What'd you call me? The look on Wayne's face right now.
All right, I am just going to have a tiny sip because the last time I had this beer it was a fucking disaster.
Oh, wow.
Just the tip.
Oh, that is intense.
It's good.
It's
Actually,
good.
it doesn't taste like 18%.
Oh, I think it does.
The
I think
age,
it does.
the age definitely helps it.
I'd probably put it around
definitely getting
12 or 13. Then again, I don't know how many 18% beers I've had. To be totally
pushing
honest.
20, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a fucking 4-year-old beer and it still smells boozy as fucking shit.
So good. Ron, thank you for sharing it.
Yo, you're welcome.
I think I just instantly got super drunk just from one sip.
Just super drunk.
All you
from
can do
one
is
sip.
smell it, and it's like, oh, shit.
This was in a liquor store
Oh, my
somewhere
ass.
in Massachusetts that I picked up off the shelf for like $10.
Really?
No way.
Shit.
No
Yeah.
way.
$10?
No, you did not pay $10.
Just so
for
you know,
this.
those
Yeah.
bottles,
I paid
that
way more
particular
than that.
bottle normally goes for like $50 on up.
Well, I bought it at Mystic, the one I had.
Because they also had a cocoa one that when we were there, and it was ridiculously expensive. I couldn't even believe what they were asking for it.
There's
whatever.
a lot of work that goes into that beer.
Well, yeah, but I'm just, I mean,
It must have been a closeout. I don't know.
I got to do something.
What do you got to do? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Now what the fuck?
My raffle prize.
Holy shit, he's chugging
Oak
Cantillon.
Age Noble Rot. We've got a fucking Cantillon at the table, too.
where?
He's drinking it straight from the bottle.
What?
All right. So my, all right, here we go. I didn't chill it. I took it off the table earlier, but Noble Rot is here, and we are drinking it, and I'm glad that I thought to share it at the table, because why not? This is an appropriate way to end the podcast. It pours very beautifully. Oh, there's so many good beers here. See, this is why if you've never been to a bottle share, you need to go to a fucking bottle share. This is incredible. And not only that, you need to come out specifically to this one, Imminent Liquidation 2018. You need to be here.
Oh my god, it's oak aged Noble Rot.
I know. It smells so good. Oh my god.
That's quite nice. I
Oh,
like
it's
that.
it's so good.
That's good.
This has been a hell of a lot of fun.
Craziness.
A lot of craziness, but a lot of fun.
Absolute
There's
craziness.
raffles, there's cool music, there's rare beers, there's lots of people who are
Yeah, they were
enjoying
playing
the
Cake,
beer.
by the way.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I've ever really had this much fun at an episode.
It has been fun.
This has been awesome. And I can't believe this is the first Imminent Liquidation that I've been to. And it most certainly will not be the last. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Well, Ron, Dow, thank you guys for coming up here and ending the show with us.
Thanks for having us.
I mean, fucking 18% beer, why the hell not? I want to enjoy the rest of this event as a civilian instead of a podcaster. There's lots of great beer that's here.
Civilian.
I know. Lots of awesome beers that have been here, and it's been a lot of fun. I
want to pretend to be one of the little people.
I know he's out of the table.
Wow.
We have to thank Fedge for doing all this.
Thank you,
Oh, thank you, Fed.
He's going towards the microphone, so you better hurry.
And
Yeah, she
Brandy
heard her name.
and Carolyn and everybody else.
So before
and
they
Grain and
start
Verse,
doing what they need to do for the
I'd
raffles,
like to thank God, my mom,
Big man
my dad
upstairs.
for their inspiration.
It's been a lot of fun, and you know, seriously, we say this at every event that we go to, and you need to get out, you need to drink the beer on site with cool people. But Imminent Liquidation is the epitome of everything that you want in the craft beer community. Lots of awesome beer, lots of cool people, and it's just a shared experience. That's what it all boils down to. But very unfortunately, this brings us to the end of another episode of Beer Busters, and it's just been incredible. There's beers I've had here that I never thought that I would have in my life.
Hey, Dan, real quick.
Yes.
audibletrial.com/beerbusters,
Thank you.
patreon.com/beerbusters.
We didn't talk about that
It's
at
fine.
all.
We're good. Go.
Websites. But I'm going to drink this Noble Rot. I'm going to drink lots of other beers, and maybe I'll tweet about them. I don't fucking know. Dow, Ron, thank you again, guys, for ending
welcome.
the show with us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Joe Man.
And thank you, Joe Man, for sending those awesome beers. I am Dan Baker, joined by my co-host and brewologist,
Steph Hefner.
and the demented and fermented,
Au revoir.
also Wayne Baker. No squids were harmed today. We'll see you next time.
A big black hole.
I thought you were going to say a big black cock with pearly white cum.
My God, my hole's hurting.